Hey, what's up guys? I'm Charlie Mansell. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made my remix of Legacy by Steve Martin and Rica. I'm going to be going over all the main elements in the track. If you do have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. So this track was actually a remix competition. So I started this track by making some chords around the vocal, just very simple chords that sound like this. Okay, so these chords are just a preset and I tweaked the LFO so the break had a bit of pulse to it. After I made the chords, I just added one bass note along with the chords that sounds like this. The only other elements in the break are a filtered kick, a few impacts and sweeps, and a clap along with the vocal. So the full break sounds like this.
Happy love, 'cause we're losing time. Take heart, 'cause we're running from the land's divide. Satan, to wanna hold my hand. Lightning strikes all through the wasteland.
Okay, moving into the build-up, the elements are fairly the same. I introduced the lead. I'll talk about the lead when we talk about the drop. Again, we just have the vocal. We have a few impacts. We have continuous chords that sound like this. We also have the continuous bass note all the way through the build-up. We have some uplifters and risers here. They all sound like this. We also introduced the drop chords in the build-up to make the drop more familiar before it hits. Finally, we have a reverb kick made by Kashmir, another impact made by Kashmir, and a snare. Also, before the drop, we added a fill, which sounds like this. Okay, so the full build-up sounds like this. Okay, so now moving on to the drop, we just have a kick, a clap, I think there's two claps, and we also have a top kick, which sound like this. After I added the kick and the clap, I made a melody around the chords that I made, which sounds like this. Once I made the melody, I just added some bass notes underneath the melody, which sound like this. And then after all of that, I just added some chords. In terms of effects in the drop, there's just a few sweeps, a few uplifters, that kind of thing. Okay, so other than that, we just have a few uplifters, a few risers, and a few reverses. They all sound like this. Okay, so the full drop sounds like this. Also, I forgot to say, there's some white noise and a whistle that comes in the second half of the drop, which sounds like this. Okay, so for the second break, I kept the vocal, I kept the kick and the clap to keep the energy going, I kept the bass, and I kept the chords. Okay, the second drop is the exact same as the first drop, so we're not going to talk about that. But the outro has a few impacts, the bass notes, the kick and the clap, and the chords. Okay guys, that is everything for this walkthrough. I'd like to say a massive thanks to Steve Marks, Frsh Records and Rica. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.